Hello, everyone. We have D-Link. D-Ink, the D-Ink. It's the first time you're here, D-Ink. Says, hello, sir. So happy finally see you live again. Well, thank you very much. I've been live this week, 3 times. This is the third time now. Friday noon, Friday night, Saturday night. And Queen Edith says, hello, everyone. Hello, dear. Donna, my goodness, you are here. Good day, everyone, she says. And where have you been, Donna? And don't forget, guys, I would love to have the protocol, the gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Even though I know some of you, I just forget. I know Donna is 25 from New Zealand, Australia. Queen Edith, I'll swap with you. You tell me where you where you're tuning in from. I tell you where the channel is. But I need your gender, age, and which country you're tuning in. It helps me to know a little bit about your backgrounds, your age, so I can make it more appropriate when I respond to your questions. And at the same time, some cultural background will help me when I want to respond. And also, it's important for me to know with gender. So we have D-Link says, Alex, 27, male, Romania. Got a question, if you may. Of course you may. And just give me a moment. I say hello to everyone. By all means, whoever gives me a question, we will go for it first. And so we have Queen Edith says, 20, Canada, Toronto. Oh my goodness, we have a fellow Canadian here. Queen Edith, I'm in West Vancouver here, in Vancouver, the other side of the coast. So, welcome. Welcome to see a fellow Canadian here. Wonderful. Well, it seems like this channel is well known, or somewhat well known, in Europe, much better than it is heard of in my own country. So it's lovely to see a fellow Canadian here. And what else? Well, I don't usually live broadcast this late at night unless I really feel I've been neglecting people around the world, because I used to broadcast a lot more. It was Fridays, Saturday night, Friday noon, Friday night, Saturday noon, Saturday night, and Sunday. But recently I've been busy, and I've been only getting away to able to do it once a week. So this week we had Friday noon, Friday night about 12 midnight till about 2. Then tonight we start about 1:45 midnight, and we'll see how long that goes. In the past, we've had live talks for about 3, 4, 5 hours. Our record is 5 hours. Just imagine me sitting here for 5 hours answering questions. I think by the time we finished, I was talking in my sleep. Anyhow, we are here tonight, and I'm delighted to see some of you here and keeping me company and allowing me to share a thing or two with you in regards to possibly your questions about breakups, emotional hardship, having to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, and the role of each one of these fragments of our consciousness in the way we see things, perceive things, act and react, and negotiate our daily lives. If you guys haven't had the chance to know, we have over 1,600 videos on the channel. Pretty much anything you can think of under the sun after a breakup or a divorce, emotional hardship, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, material process, order, anything of that sort having to do with movement of mind and body coordination, meditation. We have it all on this channel covered. If that's not enough, the live talks will give you an opportunity to ask your questions live, and I'll do my best to give you my 2 bits. And if that's not enough, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mindthatseekstruth.com, where I've got a few books there that you can, perhaps take a look at, a table of contents and a sample chapter you can read, and then you can have a choice of print or ebooks, which would be your choice. And of course, you can always click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, and you can discuss your challenges or matters that is concerning you on Skype one-on-one with me live. And that would be something that we can arrange. And also there is other supports mechanism available, which is you can send me an email, and that would be a nominal cost. And of course, I will, record an answer back about 4 to 8 minutes, depending on the question, and email it back to you. However, if you book an appointment with me on Skype for 1 hour, I will throw in another hour for you for new clients, and that would be a 2-hour period that we can hash it out and figure out what is concerning you, and we'll explore it together. Having said that, pump the channel, push the books and everything else. Let's see what we have here to start. And we have Donna from Melbourne, Australia, 43. So I was right, 25, right, Donna? Donna says it's 6:45 p.m. Sunday. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's supper time, your time, I guess now. Sam Santosh from India, Sam 24, male, India. And Sam says, why are you not putting up posters before going live so that we can be ready for it? Because, it's a very good question, and I have a very good answer for it. Because I bloody don't even know sometimes if I'm going live or not. Today, usually I'm not supposed to. I don't have a plan to go on live at midnight. But I finished my stuff. I did my research, the stuff that I needed to do, attended to my duties and responsibilities, and I thought I'll chill with you guys with a nice cup of chamomile tea by Taylor's from Harrogate, UK. I love this tea. And by the way, this is not sponsored, so I don't get paid for it, but I do love the tea. But Sam is right. If I really want to be organized on this, I could I could advertise it on my Instagram, Mind Seeks. I write it here. Mind Seeks is my Instagram. If you wanted to join, I've just started recently. Mind Seeks on Instagram. All right. So you can join me there, and I'll be more than happy to see you guys like and share or whatever it is that I used to be a little bit more organized on the Instagram, but I've been a little bit busy and I haven't I've been neglecting it. So having my favorite poncho at night here with my tea, I just feel I'm one of the characters in a Western movie, but I think it's just as well. All right. I'm open for business. Shoot. If you guys have any questions, by all means. Let me see if I can fix this. All right. So we have Donna says, D-Link Alex has a question. All right, I'm ready. Where is D-Link Alex? Donna says, too old for Instagram, too young for a live salad. All right, let's look at D-Links. D-Link says, so I have been in toxicish relationships my whole life. Ooh, you're an expert on that then now. Breakups about 6-7 months ago with the love of my life. Ooh, how could that be love of your life if she's not with you anymore? Have you thought of that? Have you realized how you condition yourself and put suggestions in your head and create a perception of a certain thing, and then you will have a hard time to move on from it because it is you who dubbed it the love of your life? And how can you move away from love of your life? But why don't you focus on the fact that the love of your life would mean someone that you're able to resolve things with, and she's with you. How could someone that is not with you or chose not to be with you can still be considered love of your life? If you've been a decent guy, have not been abusive, physically or emotionally, been, being a good man, so why would you not be able to see if someone leaves you or is not with you, would cease to be love of your life? You could not still continue consider her as the love of your life if she is not as committed as you seem to be. So, having said that, let's go on and see what's the rest of your question. So it says, I've been in toxic relationships all my whole life. Broke up about 6 or 7 months ago with the love of my life due to issues she had with herself. And now after some dating, I'm with a nice girl who is stable, smart, got similar taste in everything, but has a really weak libido and drive. Even though she acts like a badass, she kept putting me down on an intimate level. Kind of having a little challenge to follow. Could you explain more? Should I bother or just move on? Sorry for misspelling. Thank you. Yeah, okay, but I don't quite understand. What does it mean that even though she acts like a badass, she keeps putting me down on an intimate level? What does that mean? That means she's not interested to be intimate with you, or she doesn't want to be intimate with you, or she seems like she is, but she doesn't. I'm not quite sure. Help me out here. Help me out here. Let me understand. And D-Link says she does, but once in a blue moon. Well, listen. That doesn't mean that she's weak in libido or she doesn't have interest in sex. You have to find out if you guys are close enough and trust each other enough that it would warrant her to entertain you or entertain the idea of intimacy more than once in a while. Because for women is different. Unless they trust you and they're with you and they feel that there's a little future in that, they may not want to be so intimate at every chance. And that could be one. Why don't you ask her straightforward? If you guys are, together for a while, why don't you just ask her? Say, listen, I like you and we have a great time and, intimacy is great. I like to know, are you purposely holding back because you have a reason for it? Or is it because you don't enjoy it? Or is it because you don't have that much of interest? Can you help me out to understand? Because that is kind of making me feel like you're not favoring me with to be your choice, and therefore I want to know where I stand. I want you to know where you stand. Are we gonna, how's our relationship going forward? Something of that sort. And if she feels that she's not gonna answer, or she's not gonna be answering clearly, well, that's your cue. But if she does, then you'll know why. Maybe she says, well, I do like you, but I'm not sure if I, constantly be there intimately with you. Maybe you get bored of me, or when you leave, or if you leave me, or stuff like that. Who knows? Women are not just like men who, it's sex is very important to them in different ways than it might be for you. And that would be something that they would like to be more generous if they are sure that they are in solid grounds. Let's put it this way. So, for different people, different. It depends on what she has in mind from this relationship. Could be because she wants to be more serious before she becomes more, intimate on more, intervals. You gotta ask her. This is not something that you say, well, just because she doesn't put up, then I gotta move on. Well, if you like her, then you better find out what is it that you like about her. You can't be liking a woman just because she's pretty. Now, that's one thing. That's in your genes. You're programmed to pay attention to beauty of the woman, to be attracted to that. But if you want to consider a woman as just that, a sex object, well, that's not going to go anywhere, because your relationship with a woman is never just physical. It may seem that it's very pleasurable on the physical end, which it is, but that's not where the relationship takes place. The relationship takes place in the consciousness. If you guys are not bonding on consciousness level, do not have things in common, compatible, be able to understand each other's consciousness, each other's fears, desires, ego, and discuss that and move and grow on that level, well, it doesn't matter how good looking you are and how pretty she is, you'll get tired of each other because there's no stimulation of the mind. And it is always the mind that is living. It's the mind that is having sex. It's the mind that is having a relationship. Your body is the apparatus that helps the mind to feel the things that it would not be able to do if you didn't have whatever it is that you have as far as your physical peripherals are concerned. And sex is one of them. Mind cannot understand or feel or experience sex if you didn't have what you have. As a man, you have genitalia. As a woman, you have genitalia. Then that part gets involved, and the sensations that are created because of those physical experiences then stimulates the mind. The mind can understand and feel, and therefore enjoy and give you that feeling of pleasure. So it is always the mind. And also, the mind is the one that has a relationship, because the relationship is between the two consciousnesses, not between the physical entity part of your body, your being, your entity. Therefore, if you don't really try to get into each other's head and find out what is it that is making the other one interested about you, then you will fail to keep that relationship go anywhere. As soon as you don't have enough pleasure, you think, well, then there's no interest. The interest perhaps was there, but died down because you guys did not stimulate each other's mind, each other's consciousness. And then you wonder, why is the relationship not working out? Some of you just come and say, oh, we have good sex. Well, but good sex is not what makes a relationship yes or no. Sex is in addition to a relationship. You got to start the relationship, establish the relationship based on things that you have in common, based on understanding each other's consciousness, based on understanding the content of the consciousness, your conditioning of the content of your consciousness. And then you can enjoy the sex even a lot more, because now you know who you are having a relationship with, who you're having sex with. Otherwise, it would be just a physical experience, and there is no real emotion attached to it. All right. Sam says, I have a girlfriend. We are planning for marriage very soon. Before many months, we decided not to have any sexual relationship, but I can't control myself. I often waiting for opportunities to engage in sexual activities, but she is refusing. She's waiting for marriage, but sometimes I can't control myself. This creates arguments between us. It leads me to think that she doesn't have interest in sex at all. No, again, that's not right. Especially in your culture, Sam. Women in your culture culturally are not accustomed to have sex before marriage as much as we here in the West think of it. It's a different way of thinking. And for them, it seems like the only way they can keep the man to them or interested in them is to hold the sex until they get what they want, which in your country, in your tradition, I think it's very important for women to get married. And that is their weapon. They keep the sex so you will be following them and get married with them. And then they have some kind of a echelon that they've been conditioned to have since childhood by their society and cultural and customs. And when they get that, then okay, it's a wife and husband and wife situation, and then you may experience the kind of relationship that you are expecting now. But in a way, she's right. If you guys are supposed to get married and she becomes so available to you, she may think, well, you may just think it's all good and dandy, and now you want to go to someone else because she doesn't have any more mysteries to offer you in order to make sure that you will comply with your promise of getting married. And she doesn't want to be feeling losing face by you having promised her to marry her, and then in that culture you have enough sex with her, and then you say, well, okay, I now want to try somebody else, and you cancel the marriage. She's not going to feel good, her family is not going to feel good. So it's cultural, I believe, more than anything else. But again, I'm not there, I don't know. You might want to ask her. Ask her if you guys want to get married or want to be close to a woman. You got to trust each other. Ask her. Communicate. Say, listen, dear, is there anything that you're concerned about? She might say, yeah, goddammit, I don't want to get pregnant before marriage. It's going to be a quite of a problem here in this culture. And she's damn right. She might say, no, I'm not really that interested in sex more than once a year. Then you're in trouble. Or she might say, no, it's because we're not married and I don't want to make it look like it's just I'm so available, because you know how your culture is. So I think you got to be sensitive to that and look at things from her point of view. Just because you promised to marry her, that doesn't mean that she's not going to be there for you, And Sam says, I compare myself to my friends who are in sexual relationship and I feel very low of myself. No, are you kidding me? Just because a girl doesn't want to have sex with you and some of your friends have more sex with you during the week or during the month than you, that means you become less valuable? Is your value is based on having sex? So are you telling me the ones who are doing nothing and just going around and having sex, they're very valuable people? No, come on. Don't think that way. Respect your girl. She is complying. She's, favoring you with intimacy, and until you get married, I mean, why should she do more in that culture? If it was here, that's a different story, because here our culture is different. We are not, that sensitive about it. And we think, we like to know what we are getting married with beforehand. Both girls and boys feel that way, and again, it's up to them, but mostly feel that way, and it's not a big deal. But in your end of the book, your neck of the woods, it's a big deal. So you know your culture better than I do. So why don't you, give her a break? Why don't you get to know her instead of just constantly expecting sex? What have you done to get to know her? What do you know about her? What does she know about you? Yeah, you can all be very wonderful and nice when you want to have sex, but what happens when you have enough of it? Are you still going to be nice and respectful to her, kind to her? How are you going to treat her? She says she probably believes that once you guys get married, then pretty much she doesn't have much saying in that culture. But she would want to enjoy a little bit of control now. Unless you prove to her that you're a fair person and you're going to be treating her with love and respect all throughout her life, and not just because she's giving you intimacy. I think that could be one of the challenges. If you can make sure she understands that, she can be confident of your behavior, the way you're going to treat her throughout the marriage, then maybe she will change her mind. Maybe she's just holding back to make sure that she's not making you too confident. Who knows? Again, talk to her. Sam says, that's great. All right. Now, did I miss something? Because Donna is answering to Queen, but I can't see Queen's question. Oh, there it is. Did I miss? I'm sorry, Edith. Says, would like your thoughts. If my boyfriend never contacted me for 1.5 years, what kind of boyfriend is it that didn't contact you for 1.5 years? You mean your ex-boyfriend? Is that correct? So she says, if my boyfriend never contacted me for 1.5 years after our last time together, oh, I see. After our last time together, no argument, just ended the night, said bye, would it be cheating if I started? Do you really need to ask that? The guy has flown the coop 1.5 years ago, and what? You're going to become a member of a convent? What do you mean? Is 1.5 years you're sitting waiting for him to call you? You know the answer, right? You're being more than generous. You're being more than you're being abnormal by actually thinking that the guy who left you 1.5 years ago hasn't contacted you. You're still hanging around and thinking it's going to be cheating if you go out. Here is your answer is right here with one of our friends from Australia. She said it right here. She says, eat it. That's not cheating, mate. Go date and have fun. That's the same. She should run the channel. So eat it. Did you let us know something about... yeah, you did, didn't you? Let me see. Let me find it. You said you're from Canada and... Oh, 20 years old Canada. My goodness. You've been sitting around since 18 and a half. Well, you're very young and you somehow are very impressionable, and that guy at that young age have probably made some, I don't know, impressions on you that you think it's the love of your life. At age 20, dear, you hardly know yourself. You're beginning to get to know yourself, and let alone knowing what kind of man you want. But at any age, you happen to be, you become interested in someone that, seems interesting for that level of your growth and your age and your experience and your expectations. And now that you have had that experience, well, that's what it was. And if the guy has not shown up for 1.5 years, what are you waiting for? You got to clearly see that he's not qualified to be the kind of guy that you want to have hang around with at this age of yours. I don't know how old he was or he is, and how did you guys get to know each other and so on. But nevertheless, the guy doesn't show up for a month. That's the end of it, let alone a year and a half. So that should be good enough for you too. But this time, select better, be nicer as far as to yourself, not to them, to yourself. Be nicer to yourself, be more loving to yourself. And if they don't treat you well and they don't show enough interest, that should be your cue that you disqualify them and you move on. Focus on your life and create that confidence in yourself by accomplishing your tasks. You'll feel better by yourself, then you'll be more attractive to the others because of the energy that you're exuding. Not waiting around for someone to, favor you with their attention, but you will demand attention because of the confidence that you have from within, and people can feel that. So don't sit around and find good people, good friends, and see where that goes. It doesn't mean you just got to jump in bed with the next person that you see. It just means that you now should be feeling perfectly free to find friends and see if they qualify, if they measure up to your standards and what you expect. All right. What else do we have here? We've got 12 people here only. That means 12 people around the world who are awake or need our channel. That's disastrous, isn't it? I should close shop and go home. Jeremy, how are you? My man from Oregon. That's my city. And how are you, Jeremy? Where have you been? And Sam says one big question here guys have in their mind: if we don't treat our wife, girlfriend sexually well due to work, busy, etc., they will leave us, as they may have affairs. Really? That's funny. Well, if you have a girlfriend, well, that should not be the only criteria that they want to stay with you. Sex is part of it, a big part of it. But believe it or not, after a long while in a relationship, what will hold the relationship would not be the sex part. That would be an extra bonus. But what would be really making the relationship strong and worthwhile and stimulating would be how you guys would be interacting on consciousness level. And that is something that while you're having a great, exciting sex at the beginning, it's your chance to spend more time, get to know each other's psyche, each other's consciousness. Because when the drive for sex becomes a little bit low because you guys have had that so many times, it is not as exciting as before, but you know each other to be exciting because you know each other's mind, and the mind, your consciousness, are dynamically evolving and can be dynamically conditioning and dynamically challenging. That keeps the relationship interesting, exciting, and in a high level of standards. But if you leave it to sex to keep you guys together, the sex will not have any effect on bonding on consciousness level. It will just be the physical pleasure, and it will be just that. Every time you have sex, it does not add to your understanding or compatibility on the consciousness level. But while you're excited at the beginning, at the outset of your relationship, if you use that exciting time to challenge each other, to do things together, to get to know each other's better on consciousness level, then you will get to know the persona of each other. And when you do that, that is where the loyalty, solid relationship, compatibility, and the strength of relationship takes place. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, let's see. We have Jace Cavallaro. Am I butchering the name? Jazz or Jace Cavallaro. Okay. Oh, Jason. That's what it is. Jason, 42, Australia. Well, say that from the beginning, mate. What's going on? You're making a fool out of me here. Jeremy says, doing great. I've been posting more YouTube videos. Posting of our videos, our channel's video. Is that what you mean? Or you have a channel now? Sir Nigel Gilmore says, any tips for more regular sexual intercourse? Yeah, maybe pick up your doll. What kind of question is that? This is not a sex show. First of all, we would like to know who you are, a little bit background, age, gender, where you're tuning in from, and a little bit courtesy would be appreciated. This channel is a serious channel. We have fun here, but we don't really like to be having silly questions. Charles Baldington says hello. Hello, Charles. Thank you for joining us. Please let us know where you're tuning in from, age, gender, and which country it is that you're tuning in from. And Sir Nigel says, you look like that clown out of American Pie with the eyebrows. Yeah, possibly. So why don't you join that clown that you like? Because I'm going to simply put a timeout for you because you seem to be a guy full of nonsense. So I hope everybody agrees. Queen Edith says, TBH. TBH. What does TBH stand for, guys? To be honest. I think it means to be honest. To be honest, I didn't make an effort to reach out either. Why should you? Just because you didn't, then you're guilty. You're a girl. Sometimes you're not supposed to. Yeah. So, says it's weird and not to have closure. I don't want to be a cheater. No. Come on. Idiot. You're being unreasonable. That's not being a cheater. I mean, when someone's husband doesn't show up for a year and a half, they're going to annul the, I think I've heard in some movies that they're going to annul the, they're going to, they're going to presume the husband dead, or they're just simply going to go to court and say the husband hasn't shown up for a year and a half. And I'm not sure of the legality of it, but I've seen it in movies that they'll just, cancel the whole marriage thing. So you're just being a little bit too kind. No, it's not about you're a cheater. It's a year and a half. The guy hasn't shown up. What are you talking about? Whether you did reach or not reach, it's over. Long time ago. A year and a half is 18 months. 17 months ago was over. Charles Baldington says, how about you interact on an unconscious level with these nuts? Charles, I don't really understand. It is very important for me to know if you guys are really enjoying to be with us, or you are here for some pulling our legs or trolling or something. So your questions will help me to know. Charles, I really don't understand what that means. Maybe you want to help me out. Charles says, I'm new to the chat, guys. Hey, well, welcome here. If you're real, welcome by all means. But just give us a little bit about yourself, like about where you're tuning in from, how old are you? And Charles says, what does Charles say? Charles says, I'm new to this and says, is this positive live chat? Oh, you can be the judge of that, if it's positive or not. Or wild sex chat. No, it's not a wild sex chat. We try to answer people's question from around the world. And if it's a decent, serious question, we answer. If it's not, we'll ask them to leave the channel. So that's how it works. Donna says, Mehran, still dating breakfast guy. Oh, good for you. Haven't haven't shagged it. Because I see him as a mate only. Oh, do you now? He's gas-bagged or gas-bagged. What does that mean? That's the Australian thingy. To my mate that he wants to root me. How do I tell him? Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You use more than one Australian words in this last sentence, so I'm kind of lost, Donna. He's gas bagged to my mate that he wants to root me. Oh, you heard it from your mate that he has told him that he wants to root you. How do I tell him? Is that what am I understanding right? Well, it's the first time I'm having a little bit of a communication problem. Until I hear back from you, I go to Maz. Maz is 32 male Australia. Oh, we got a bunch of Australians here. I'm delighted to see you guys all here. Says, I'm starting to forget about my ex. Haha. Beginning of happy days. And women altogether. Well, that's not so happy. I'm more focused on myself. That's good. My goals and desires, and don't care about anything or anyone else. All right, that's fine. That's fair enough. That is a good thing to do as long as you feel like it. And once you feel good, then you might decide otherwise. And Jason says, perfect. I don't know what to, but I'll take it. Jeremy says, videos on my channel here. Oh, your channel here. Okay, very good. Delighted to hear that you share the videos on the channel on your social media. Remember, guys, we have over 1,600 videos on this channel, and pretty much anything you think about for after your experience of breakup or divorce, or anything to do with movement of mind, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, order, mechanical process, and so on, meditation, we all have it gathered on this channel. So anything more, you can go on my site and make an appointment. We'll chat on Skype on what's concerning you. And Charles says, oh, Whitman, no way you look like Jim Livingston. Yeah, I've heard that before, Charles. And that's good. Charles says, yes. Get Sir Nigel out. Yeah, he's out. And Charles says, help, I have a rash on my balding forehead and I'm embarrassed. Well, you know, I don't know if you're serious or not. I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor, Charles. Charles, seems like you're not really serious to be here. So why don't you take a break as well? Huh? How about that? Would that be good? I think it would be. All right. There we go. We got a bunch of trolls here pretending that they are just genuine. Sir Nigel Gilmore and Charles Baldington. So these are wasting our time, so they're both on timeout. If they come back one more time, I'll just block them. It says, thank you, Mehran. You are very kind man, helping strangers. Well, you know, this is what I love to do. We've been doing it for 6 years. And as you know, we have over 1,600 videos on this channel. And mindthatseekstruth.com is my site where you can go and see what you can explore there. And by all means, you can join us anytime you want on this free live talk, and we will see if we can help you out anytime you're here. And Puria says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Puria. And good to see you here. Says love from India and love from Canada as well. Jeremy says the trolls will have to wear a dunce cap in the corner. Yeah. Dunce cap, what is it? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. Well, we figure them out. They come in different masks at the beginning. They pretend they're nice, but it's now kind of, I'm becoming a professional to figure them out. A couple of questions and that's it. We know it's a troller coming, and then eventually they become a full troll. Donna says, Mehran, yes, gas bagging is hearing it through the grapevines. Aha. Okay, so if he has said to your friend behind your back that he wants to shag you, as you put it, well, then the question is, do you like to shag him? And if you do, well, then go for it. If you don't and you think that was inappropriate, rather than just telling it to you, he seems to have a devious plan rather than a straightforward plan or straightforward objective, then you can keep him on leash and let him keep thinking that he can get anywhere, having spent his money for breakfast and lunch and dinner. So he will learn he'll never talk behind a girl like that, disrespecting her, instead of just talking to her directly and see what she thinks. That's my view on that. So you can punish him indirectly without him knowing, and without him knowing that you know what he's done and what he's said. Batur says, greetings from Istanbul. Batur, where have you been? You have been not, what, you have not, am I having problem talking tonight? You haven't been here for a long time. Male 24, it has been not to watching you for a long time. This time better for me. Ah, okay. I had to watch night times. I hope you continue on that time. Well, if I know that you guys are really going to be crowding here at night times, I can have noon for North America and Europe, and I can have same day nighttime, 11 o'clock at night for Australia and time zones of that neck of the wood. And Batur says, thanks for your advice. You're welcome. Maz says, Mehran, I truly want to thank you for your advice, as it helped me stay strong and positive. I was a helpless mess when I first came to your live video. Well, this is what I want to hear, and I want you to post the goddamn thing that you just said here everywhere in your social media with big, bold prints. That could put us on the map for sure. So don't forget, guys, if you think that you're getting this for free, think twice, because what I expect, if you're really happy and you find it helpful from the videos and from the live talks, then the least you can do for this channel is to put it up somewhere as a post, a video, a post, a talk in a chat room, a promotion of some kind to some contacts that you know in, I don't know, radio, television station, or university radio, paper, whatever it is that you're connected with, and help us grow, help us be noticed, and get populated. That would be great, Maz, or anybody else that can do that anywhere in the world, because somehow we are not noticeable in YouTube sea of the channels, and we're kind of lost with all the wonderful things that we do. Hardly people find us, so I've given up to try all the thumbnails and all this and that, so forth. So we'll just hope that you guys will do something. And Jeremy says, I'm not really sure if I would like to date any girls right now. I really want to explore life more until I get into a new relationship. Yeah, sure, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There is no one running after you guys to make sure that you're in a relationship. No, sometimes you just want to do your own thing, and that's perfect. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Jeremy, is Morgan's Alley is still part of downtown, or is it demolished and some new buildings in there? I remember when I was going to school there, sometimes would go downtown. There was a place, I think it was a tea house or delicatessen, or, I don't know, sandwich store or something. It was in some kind of a European-looking little area, narrow, um, uh, stone kind of rock, paved, um, like European style, small stores there, called Morgan's Alley. I don't know. Is it still there? Donna says, no, he's a great bloke, but I have no desire to root him. Okay, then. In Australia, it's Dutch on dates. Pay our own way. Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That gives you a freedom of do whatever you do want or don't want to do. And Donna says, Mehran, I do that already. Which you do that already. All right, whatever it is, okay. I don't want to get too deep in that. I'm glad that you do whatever it is that you do already, so that's good. And Jeremy says, Mehran, have you thought about collaborating with other creators online who are in similar niche as you? This way you can gain more viewers. Yeah, Donna also mentioned that, but you know what? We are so different than the other channels. They don't talk about these things. You guys know it. They talk about how to get your ex back, how to text this, how to trick this. And they already have, I don't know, 500,000, 200,000, 800,000 subs. They don't need me. And they're not going to be helping another channel that is more deep and elaborate on this subject. Naturally, they're having their own clientele. And I certainly don't want to be considered a part of their material or sharing or putting myself in that same category as most of them are. And if they are already successful, they are not going to be interested to collaborate with this channel, because why would they? And me, I don't want to collaborate in other channels if they're not discussing matters in a real serious, deep-rooted manner as we do here. So while it's a wonderful idea, and I may want to collaborate with other channels who are not discussing this sort of thing, that I'm looking into it. Because there are channels that they talk about, I don't know, maybe they're talking about makeup, or they're talking about some things that men like, and it's got nothing to do with relationship, but it could be the right match as far as, working both ways, or at least for my advantage. It says, yes, your channel is great. Not only your live chat helping people, but you have a lot of great videos posted. I will spread the word best I can. I truly appreciate it. Edit, I would be grateful if any of you can do anything that is positive to help the channel to get noticed. I thank you for that. All right. Donna says, Mehran, how do I tell this great bloke I don't want to shag him? Well, listen, if you really don't have any plan for him and you don't want to, do what you said, then I suggest you simply, and you don't think that you would want to continue hanging on with him, if you don't want to do that, and you're not worried about, if you tell him, listen, I don't look at you that way. You're not worried about him saying, good, then I don't want to see you anymore. If you're not worried about that and you're okay with that, then why don't you simply tell him, listen, it's great, we're friends and we're hanging out, but I have no interest of having sex with you. I just want to be upfront with you because I don't believe I want to lead you on. And I don't know if that is something that you've been contemplating, but I know men wouldn't be spending their time on a woman and to associate with her, especially if she's pretty as I am. That's what you say. Therefore, you must have that hope in your mind, and I want to be upfront with you that that's not something that I would be interested in. So, but I am interested to be your friend if that is what you want. And most probably he would say, oh, no problem. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we can be friends and all that. And because he's hoping that someday that could happen. So, and if that's the case, well, then he's got his hope and you've been honest. So no hard feelings, no guilt, and you can enjoy being friend with him if he wants to. And if he didn't, well, at least you know that your conscience is clear. That's what I would recommend for you. Ben says, Jeremy says, I live in Gresham, right outside of Portland. I visit Portland through, I went to Gresham Community School for one term. And I loved it. It's such a beautiful school. Was it? No, I went to Mount Hood Community College. But isn't that the Gresham bus that takes it to Mount Hood? Am I right? I think I remember it was Mount Hood Community College that I went for one term, and I remember I think I took Gresham bus, or maybe at least I transferred half of it. Am I making sense, Jeremy? And Jeremy says, I'm sure there are creators that would love to collab with you, Mehran. You would be surprised that there are like-minded creators to you. Yeah, I would be surprised because I haven't seen any of them discussing the matters the way we discuss. But yeah, by all means. But I'm thinking I would like to find channels who are not actually discussing these matters. They're totally different, and they could suggest this channel as a helpful tool for their viewers who may be going through something like that or be interested in the topics that we talk about. And of course, then I would also, our channel would benefit because, they would probably have a lot more subscribers than I do. Almost everybody does. I know it's like pulling teeth. This has become so slow moving. But hey, who knows? We're already 19,200. That's much better than 15,000 2 years ago. All right. Ben Lynch says, had something great going for 2 months before New Year. She went on holiday for the week of New Year and essentially blanked me and got angry when I wanted to talk on New Year's Eve. Oh, well, so maybe the princess didn't like her own choice and suddenly she got jaded that, oh, well, I can do better. And so let her be. Whoever thinks they can do better, let them go. Because in your opinion, you only want to be with a woman who thinks you are the choice. And if somebody doesn't have that confidence, then you disqualify them. Because obviously, the one who doesn't think you're the best choice for them is not the best choice for you. It just goes both ways. And don't think that your value is dependent on the choice of a woman. That if she chooses you, then you're this. And if she doesn't, oh, I'm not that good. And the one that she chooses out there, somebody else, oh, he is good, and I'm jealous. None of that shit. Who is she? Who died and left her in charge to tell you what your value is if she chooses her? Who is she? What has she done, accomplished that her choice would make you go up, and if she doesn't choose you, make you crumble? No, not at all. It's just a personal taste. It means nothing. You just have to have the confidence coming from within you, inside you, based on what you accomplish, the goals that you're set out to accomplish, and how you take care of your life, how your lifestyle is, and how you build your life, how you prepare for your future. And those are the things that gives you the power that you need, the confidence that you need, that will generate the kind of energy that would attract the kind of woman that you might be interested in. And then you qualify each other. If she doesn't want to stay with you, then she's disqualified. That's the end of that. And Jeremy says, I have been to a tea house in Portland, but I've never heard of the place you're talking about. I'll ask my grandma or dad, since they would most likely know. Yeah, they probably do, because I'm thinking maybe that part of the downtown was demolished and they built new buildings, because it's been a long time ago. What are we talking about? We're talking about 1973, 1974, 1973, 1975, 1976, 1977. Until then, that Morgan's Alley was there. It's something the same name as we heard in Harry Potter, or at least similar. Something alley, that they go through that chimney and then they landed on that alley. Was it Morgan's Alley? So, let's see. Edie says good night. 3:40 a.m. here. Yeah, that's right.
Good night.
That was Siri said good night. my phone, my cell phone is here, and she just thought I said good night to her. Well, come on now, be quiet. I'm talking on the phone. And so good night, Edith. Nice of you to join us. And Ben says, thanks, a few fights later, and she said she basically wanted to be single. So that's what she is now. I just need to focus on my studies and forget her. I'll keep trying. Thanks. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you enjoy yourself. You know, you don't need to put up with someone who is not interested in you, so they can respect their wishes and respect yourself as well. Ben says, we're done now, but I'm still not over her. Well, you're not over your desire. You're over her, that's for sure, because nobody in the right mind, and every one of us I like to consider intelligent, would be interested in some woman or some relationship partner who is not interested in them and doesn't want to be with them. But that is a logic end of it. You can see that clearly. But what you're not over is your desire for intimacy and for the sweet experiences that exist in any relationship. And when the relationship breaks, you naturally would be focused on the good part of the relationship whenever you want to think about that, because that's a need of every human being to be in a relationship. So you'll be constantly thinking about that, and what parts of the relationship that comes to your mind would be the good part. And because the good parts come into your mind, you think the relationship was good. And you forget the fact that the relationship was not good, but these are the selective good parts, because the human brain is made in a way that would only want to focus on the good things in life. That's why we forget about bad things. And that is one of our specialties, that we forget about bad experience. That's why we can go on in life. And in relationship, when you break up, because you need a relationship, you constantly think about it, and the relationship that was most recent will come to your mind every time you think about a relationship during your day. And so you will pick up all the good things that comes to your mind. Because of that, you think the relationship was good. And that is not true, because quickly you should bring the other files that tells you what the relationship was really like. And then you will notice that just remembering the good part of the relationship, that doesn't make the relationship be good. Therefore, that doesn't make the relationship to be of the kind that you're looking for, which means you will not be missing the relationship. You will realize that you're over the relationship, but why you still want it is because it's not the relationship that you want. Is what a relationship makes you feel is what you want, which is desire for being intimate, desire for being in a relationship. And that's one of the abilities that you have, is not the ability that the partner brings into your relationship and makes you have these feelings. No, those feelings you're capable of having if the right person is there, or a partner meeting your standards is there. So again, missing a relationship is different than missing the person, a person that you were in a relationship with. Don't make that mistake. So you're not over your desire for relationship and intimacy, but you're definitely over the person that you were in a relationship with. If you can separate these two, it'll become easier to move on, and it'll be faster. Donna says, Mehran, thanks, mate. Hopefully I keep the mateship. We'll tell him next Saturday. Yeah, good idea. That'll take the pressure off of you, and then every time you go out, you know why you're out there. You're there to have fun, and you know that the guy knows that you're there to have fun and nothing else, so you're not misleading him, and at the same time, you don't have back on your mind that, okay, I gotta behave in a certain way, or I gotta make clear that he knows that so he won't keep hitting on me, whatever. So just get that off of your chest and feel good about the time you spend with the guy, if he still wants to hang around. If he doesn't, well, bye-bye. Jeremy says, yeah, Mount Hood Community College, you can get to the school on the Max bus. Oh, things are changed, I guess, now. Yeah. Donna says, Mehran, what you're saying right now about confidence, having your shit together, etc., if Mr. Breakfast had that inner core, I might want to shag him instead of friend zone him. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. The confidence, because it's the same guy that I remember you liked, but somehow in the middle of liking and not liking, something turned you off, and that's probably, maybe he was showing too much interest or too desperate to have sex and wasn't able to, be patient, and maybe wasn't confident, was hoping to become confident by having you around, and that's what usually turns the girls off. They are there in order to feel that they're with someone who already has confidence, not that they're with someone who is getting confident because you're there. That is not really complimentary. And perhaps that's what's happened. And Juanpa says, Pura Vida Mehran, male 24, Costa Rica. Thank you for that, Juanpa. You're always so good in doing that. And Pura Vida to you as well. And I wonder, where's our Maori friend? Kia ora, he says, huh? Pretty much same as Pura Vida. And Maz says, I feel like I've lost the desire for a relationship. That's all right. It's not that you lost it forever, because if that's the case, you got to understand that you haven't lost who you are and how you're put together. It's just saying, I lost the desire to have a spaghetti. That doesn't mean you don't like spaghetti ever again. It just means you've been having bad luck with spaghetti. The restaurants you've been going haven't been preparing it nicely, although you love spaghetti, but they have ruined the taste. And so for a while, you just want to eat something else. You want to have other foods, or you don't want to have spaghetti, or you want to make it yourself until you encounter a good restaurant, a good chef that does a nice job of spaghetti. Then, so you haven't lost that whole uh, interest in that. So it's not like you lost the idea of relationship. It's just that's how it feels now because you've been disappointed from the quality of it. So until a good quality comes, suddenly you become interested again. Why? Because the quality is what makes you interested or not interested. Ah, there is Nick. Says male 43. See, New Zealand says Tena Koe Matua. Greeting, oh wise one. Oh, greeting to you as well, Nick. Good to see you here. And says, them trolls got the ugly stick. They did. They sure did. Right away. I'm becoming good at that. Maori Ora, this life. Maori Ora. Good to see you. I was just talking about you just a second ago. Maz, don't worry about it. It'll all come back to you when you meet a nice girl that you like and meets your standards. It's like you're looking for a jewel or something, gold pieces in a mine, and you keep looking, and you get tired sometimes. Okay, I want to take a break today. I don't want to look for it. And then next day, again, you go for a look at it because it's always interesting to find that gem that you're looking for. So, when you're ready, you'll do it again. Juanpa says, by the way, Mehran, I was dancing yesterday and I lost the opportunity with the girl that was smiling all the time to me. I did nothing at the end. Not even danced with her, huh? Yeah, because you were scared you might ruin something that seems like it hasn't gone away. Because if you never dance with her, you'll never lose her, right? That's probably why you never asked her. And you thought, what if I ask her and she says no? And then all that smile that I was enjoying would also mean nothing. Nah, come on. Life is short. You see a girl smiles at you, nothing better than that. Go and ask her for dance. She says no, her loss, no problem. Then in your mind you say, what are you, crazy then? If you don't want to dance, why you smile at me? That's the end of that. No big deal. Don't lose the opportunity like that again. Now you did it, it's all right. Next time. Yeah, she probably was. You should have asked her. And Ehsan Anas Khan says, I'm going through a very bad Ehsan. What about the protocol? Gender, age, where are you tuning in from? Come on, guys. There's 15 of us here. I better see 15 likes after I hang up here. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't liked, please like the live talk. And let's get back to Juanpa. Juanpa says, by the way, Mehran, oh, yeah, we did that. Ehsan says, I'm going to... Oh, Juanpa says, you missed my first question. Did I now? Juanpa says, Mehran, is it a line between personal life and professional job life? Or it is just life? Depends what kind of a job you have. Pretty much. Like, let's say if you're into research of something and you're really interested in that, so while you're researching, you're enjoying it, and that is the same as your life because you've chosen to spend your life in that. It's not like the time that is the work time. You're doing it even after your work time or before your work time, or you're thinking about it all the time. You're enjoying it. You want to do that. That's no longer a job. Maybe from, I don't know, a certain time in the morning, certain time at night is a job. But if you're thinking about it and enjoying it after those time as well, or during those time, then it's not necessarily a line between the job and life, and it's all life. But generally, there should be a line. Not that it has to be, but there should be. Which means if it's not a kind of job that you love to do it all the time, because really, pretty much, every job that we do, there is a remuneration. I mean, there's money, there's there is rewards, financial rewards for them. We're doing it for that as well as any other reason. So there should be an end to that. That you put, your hat off and say, I put a different cap on. I'm not working. I'm not that person anymore. I'm just a personal person. I'm me. I'm having my time for me. I'm not. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a bus driver. I'm off. That's how you distinguish the lines. And there should be some line that you can willingly and voluntarily stop your work and say, I'm not working anymore. I'm not answering clients. I just want to go and, I don't know, play with the puppy, or want to go to snow, want to take a walk, want to go horseback riding, want to go just have tea and just reflect. That's you. But if you have to do something, bring certain kind of a service, complete a certain kind of a task, serve some kind of a client, help somebody as part of your profession, well, then you can't be doing all that, because that's really separate from you. So there would be a line. While it would sometimes transition would be so smooth that the line is not noticed, but there should be a line, at least in your mind, that look, I don't want to work today. All right. So hope I caught up with that. So Ehsan Khan says, I'm watching your videos for 5 years now. The silent watcher low. So we finally dragged you out of your hole. See how how devious we are. We pulled you out. Ehsan says, age 22 from Pakistan. All right. And Ehsan says, I never asked a single question to this day, but always come at your channel and watched your videos. I found all answers except this one, that why a person goes back to the same person again. I have a video on that, by the way. Give me a moment, guys. Let me open the window. It's getting a little bit warm here, and I also warm up my tea. So why don't you guys get your tea as well? I'll be right back. All right, I'm back after station identification. All right, Ehsan was asking, why a person goes back to the same person again. Well, the answer is in many of my videos, but let me see if I can extract a little bit of it, and the rest of it you can elaborately watch the videos and see. Look, what is the main reason that you want to be with someone? I've discussed that in one of other videos, which I don't know the name of it right now, but a long time ago. Is attention. Attention. We all like attention. We like to be noticed. The attention is what we are seeking. About what is the reason that you go back to the same person? First of all, you're sure that the attention is there. You've experienced that. But the most important is that you're looking for psychological security. And the psychological security comes from the mind. Mind needs to feel secure. How does mind feel secure? Mind is not like the limbs and parts of your body that is attached to your body and you know exactly where things are. Your fingers are here, your wrist, hand is here, your elbow, your shoulder, your nose, your ears, and so on. So you have security of where everything is. You're sure of that. But your mind, you don't know where it is. Mind doesn't have a physical place in your body to feel secure because it has a place. Mind finds its security in order of things, in the routine of things. And because the person that you used to be with, you have established a certain order, certain routine through certain mechanical processes that you guys did, things that you did throughout your days, individually or together. The activities that you did together, places you went together, coffee you had together, appointments you had together, plans you had together, things that you were busy accomplishing individually or together, certain mechanical processes would lead to certain routine which would bring about a certain order. In that order of life, the discipline of life, the mind finds security. The person that you were with, you're aware that that order did exist in that relationship because you did create that with that partner. While you guys were together, before the breakup, you had created a certain routine through certain mechanical processes, certain things that you were engaged in, activities, you had created an order. And that order had created a psychological security where your mind would find security. You're aware that the existence of that order in that relationship with that person, it exists in your memory. So you're aware the existence of that order with that person. That's one of the reasons that you having a gravitation towards that person again, because you're sure that there is a possibility of psychological security, your mind security, because there is an order, there's established routine there. And through that routine, you will feel good and relaxed again. Therefore, you seek that order, and you know that order can easily be, definitely was created before, and it can be created again. So you have a propensity toward going back to that same person, even though there's so many other things wrong with it. But you're focusing on the part that would give you that cozy feeling of everything is in place because you were used to that certain way of living. That's the order. So that's one reason. The other reason is that you have a memory, and that memory is now broken. And with all the stuff that happened and recorded in your memory, you don't know what to do with them because they're no good anymore. The actor of that memory is left. So what am I going to do with all these memories that I have, the stories? I can't take them to the next stage of this story that I'm writing, this theater that the actor and actress, or the actors in it, is me and her, is you and her. Now that she has left, what am I going to do with all these scenarios that I've written, all these memories that I have? So I got to get the actor back to continue this. So you want that person back. You go back to them, even though there's so many wrong things in that relationship. Instead of being patient and building again and looking for another actor for that scenario and then modify the scenario and just start over with something better, another different story based on the experiences you've had, you just want to be lazy and make it easy. You go back to the same person. These are some of the reasons. The rest, watch the videos. Otherwise, this becomes a one-on-one Skype consultation, which we don't want to do that. Remember, guys, if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, go on my site, mind@6truth.com. Click on Talk to Mehran via Skype and make an appointment. For new clients, I give for 1 hour appointment, I give 1 hour free. That will be 2 hours. Then we can hash it out, discuss it together, explore it together on Skype, one-on-one together, and see where it goes. Now, we have Donna says 8 p.m. Sunday, bedtime for me. Good night, everyone. Stay safe from Cyclone Damien. Oh, my goodness. Well, there's so many things we've got to watch out for. All these, the virus from China and Cyclone, this and that. So all the best to everybody. And good night, Donna. Thanks for being here with us. Juanpa says, meaning that we are not living our personal life that much. Yeah, I guess we talked about that. Juanpa says, which will be sad in some cases when people don't enjoy their job. Yeah, that's right. And B.R. Mazi says, hey, I was here last night, 29 from Orlando. Hello, Mazi. I've had to deal with 2 breakups in last 5 months. Ooh, you've been busy. It's a long story, somehow do I work on myself? How do I work on myself with all this on my brain? Well, there's nothing on your brain. You don't have to pay attention. There's so many things in our brain, but if you want to pay attention to every single one of them, we'd have no time to do anything. So just because it's on your brain doesn't mean you should pay attention to it. Just pay attention to what it is that you want to accomplish. Pay attention to the now. Pay attention to the things that you can modify, the efforts that you're making, the things that you're busy creating. Pay attention to those rather than pay attention to memory, which memory is the past, and the past doesn't exist. Therefore, you're paying attention to something that is dead and non-existence, and you're wasting your time. And you're losing the idea of living because you're in your memory trying to figure out something or fix something that doesn't even exist. Therefore, it doesn't need fixing, but you're too busy thinking that it does. So, guys, this is shorter than long. I think we've been here for 1 hour and 32 minutes. The 32 minutes more than the time that I wanted to be here. So I look forward to talk to you again. I'm not sure if I will talk to you tomorrow or not. If not, then next Friday, 12 noon, Vancouver time. I look forward to see you all here, and perhaps even 12 midnight, same day. Disco Daniel says, thank you, Mehran. Have a nice day. You're quite welcome. Don't forget to give a like to the live talk and share the videos on your social media. Help us to grow and help us put on the map, to be put on the map with your promotions and whatever it is that you can do to help us be noticed on YouTube. I love you all. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here and share with you a thing or two about my thoughts. And I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself and the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.